Shall we get my next guest out, ladies and gentlemen? Yeah. He's a writer, a broadcaster, and a man who successfully has his very own cult. Will you please welcome Mr. Danny Wallace?
I'd rather like to be the president, so I can show you how your money is spent. Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends?
You like it? I like that. It's an unusual jacket you're wearing there.
It is
nice.
an unusual jacket, yeah.
It's quite strange, but it's quite pleasant.
Thank you very much.
How are you, Danny? It's
I'm
nice to
very
meet
well.
you properly. Yeah. I bumped into Danny. I don't really know Danny at all. That's fair to say, isn't it?
No.
OK. I knew you were Danny someone. I couldn't place you, and I went, it's Danny Kelly. They put a picture of Danny Kelly up. Now, I didn't think you looked like him.
You actually said, walk into the toilets, and there is Jonathan Ross.
Hold on, hang on. It's not, don't make it seem like I was waiting for someone. I wasn't in a cubicle with the door open, like...
It did kind of seem that way. And I walk in, and you're there.
I was on the way out, and you were coming in, that's all.
And he walks up, and he just goes, hey, my kids are massive fans, and I think that's quite good, of Danny Kelly. Which isn't as good. Usually, though, I get Danny Glover quite a lot.
Yeah, well, you see, that's even higher. How can you be mistaken for Danny Glover? You're a different race for a star.
I know.
Has anyone ever mistaken you for Danny Glover?
It's happened many times. I've signed various autographs in pubs.
And they actually think you're the guy from Lethal Weapon?
A girl came up recently and she said, excuse me, are you Danny Glover? And I said, the middle-aged black American film actor from the Lethal Weapon series. And she said, yes. And I went, yes, I am, yes. And she said, will you sign the autograph? And I said, do you want it from Danny Glover, the middle-aged black American film star of the Lethal Weapon series? And she said, yes. So I did that, and she walked away very happy.
Well, you know what? She can't say you weren't obliging, for a start. Let me ask you about these odd things you've done, because they are quite unusual, these pursuits you've embarked upon,
I
OK?
guess so.
Kind of, I don't know whether you call them campaigns, or what do you call them, quests? What do you call what you do?
I don't know, my ex-girlfriend used to call them stupid boy projects. So it's kind of, you know, things that you get up to. Things that seem a good idea for about 5 minutes, and then you just keep them going for, you know, months and months.
Do you come up with most of them when you're with other men, maybe in a pub situation? Would that be when they initially appear to you?
Not really. One of them did once, and the rest, they come through boredom or excitement. Okay. So either I'm really bored and I need to be excited, or just something really excites me and I have to do it.
OK, so how did it come about that you wanted to become a king? Was this because you wanted to have your own country first, or was it just you wanted to see if you could become a king? What was the lead up to that?
It was both. I'd found out about various people who just decided to become royalty.
And they just changed their name to king someone, or they actually...
More or less, yeah. They kind of, you know, designed a flag, that kind of thing. So I thought, well, if they can do it, why can't I? Maybe I should be born to this noble kind of quest.
So you are a king now, for all intents and purposes?
Absolutely.
King of what? King of where? King of
Lovely. It's the kingdom of Lovely. I am the king of Lovely, and they are my lovelies.
OK, so you say that... So how did the name Lovely... You chose the name of your country?
There was a public vote. It's the first time in global history that the people decided upon the name, and they went for Lovely. Okay. And it is. It's a lovely place, full of lovely things. There's only, you know...
How many people are you talking about here? These are your citizens? These are the citizens of Lovely?
Yeah, well, it's more than 65,000. And then
no, hang on, no way. You've got 65,000 people?
Yeah, but not all in the country.
No, but there is no actual country, is there?
How dare you? Remember, I'm a king.
I thought you were Danny Glover from Lethal Weapon. But you have people who've said that they would be your citizens, is that
right? Well, the country is... it's a one-bedroom flat in Bow, essentially. So it's in British airspace. But benefits come from that. Benefits are plenty. My mortgage is now international debt. I've been breaking records since day one. My country is the only fully double-glazed country in the world.
Wow,
so it's pretty good stuff.
And you made a TV show about that, didn't you, as well? OK. What about the other thing, this How to Join Me? Was that a show as well, or is that a...
No.
Is that the same thing? It's a different thing?
A different thing. That came about kind of through boredom. I put an advert in the paper, and it just said, join me. Send one passport-sized photo too, and then my address.
Which paper did you put it in?
It was in Loot.
In Loot, maybe?
Yeah. And I thought, you know, if I put the passport photo thing there, you know, it's a kind of... The people who sent me a photo would be kind of putting their faith in the unknown. And I wanted to see whether people would join something without knowing who they were joining, or what they were joining, or why they were joining, or even what joining was. And I expected maybe 50 or 60,000 passport photos to arrive the next day.
How many did you get?
None. None. And the next day, or the day after, or the day after that. And I'd kind of forgotten about it until about a week later. And I was opening up my mail, and there was a passport photo, and there was a very jolly-looking man on there, and he just wrote me a letter. His name was Jonesy, and he went, yes, I will join you. Wow. And I knew there and then that I was a leader of men. A man. I was a leader of a man.
Was it from an official institution or any kind of a closed building that he'd
No,
left
it was Camden, which is as good as, I suppose.
and how many did it grow to in the end? How many people did you manage to attract?
Well, it grew very, very quickly, and there was a website and all that kind of stuff, and I ended up on a chat show in Belgium, that kind of thing, talking to the Belgian Jonathan Ross, essentially. So suddenly I had too many Belgians, to be honest with you.
There's a talk show on Belgium.
Yeah.
Do they speak Belge on it or English?
Gillette's show, it's called.
Gillette, and
Yeah.
did you have to speak Belge?
No, I walked in, and I realised I passed a little room, and I saw there's a person there who was employed basically to do the subtitles. And so I'm talking to the fellow like I'm talking to you now, and I suddenly realised maybe I'm talking a little too quickly, and I say, sorry, should I slow down? Because I don't want the person next door. And he's going, it's fine. I'm going, maybe I should just make up some words, just to get a dictionary out, going, what the hell's he saying? Yeah. And he goes, no, don't do that. And I go, I won't do that. That would be Lebstrominus of me.
OK, so you genuinely have quite a lot of Belgian members of this cult, then?
Yeah, and Belgian, from everywhere, Thailand, Sweden, America, and I had to come up with a point after a while, and so I decided to use my powers for good, rather than what I imagine you would do. I can see the spark in your eye, just pure evil.
Don't imagine. I wouldn't be evil. I'm not an evil person.
What would you do if you had your own cult?
I would make them garden for me.
Yeah, but you know what? My cult could probably help with that, because I asked them to undertake a random act of kindness for strangers each and every Friday. So it became this karma army, so people would do good deeds. So I imagine, you know, if you let them through your door, they'd help you out.
Yeah, I wouldn't let them in.
OK.
So you all do a little good deed on a Friday?
Yeah,
you included?
Yeah, we all do them, yeah. So
what sort of scale of deed are we talking about here? How big
It can be as small as you like, so it could be smiling a bit more, or opening a door for someone, or it can be bigger. One guy got up very early and did wash all his neighbours' cars.
That's a nice thing to do.
I think he was drunk from the night.
Yeah, that was right. And now, here's another scheme Danny got involved in. This one sounds like potentially this could have been a recipe for disaster. Right. Yes man, deciding to become a yes man.
Yeah.
When did this come about, and what happened here? How was this affect your life?
Well, I realised that I'd kind of been saying no a lot. And my friends would phone up and they'd say, do you want to come down the pub and hang out, or maybe go to a gig? And I'd go, I can't, I'm doing a thing.
Just because you're getting older, too, you don't want to go out so much.
Is that what it is?
That's what it is, Danny.
It seemed a pity and a shame.
How old are you now, Danny?
I'm 31 years old.
There you go. Once you turn 30, you stop going out quite so much.
That's what I found.
You slow down. Once you turn 40, you stop going out altogether.
Entirely.
And once you start to turn 50, no one invites you out anymore.
So you become a no-man.
You become essentially a hermit.
It's a sad story.
So you were saying no?
I was saying no, and I wasn't going out. And through a set of circumstances, someone said something to me which really struck a chord, which was say yes more. And I thought, yeah, I will. And because I'm a boy, I will say yes to everything.
So to everything?
Well, at first, I thought it was just going to be 24 hours. So I thought, I will say yes to everything. Every request, favour, suggestion for 24 hours. A day of relentless positivity.
You set yourself a challenge?
Yeah, 24 hours worth.
What were the first few things that you had to say yes to that you wouldn't normally say yes to?
Well, I was excited the first morning, and I was kind of thinking anything could happen. Yeah. Nothing much was happening. And then the phone rang. And I thought, this is it. This is my chance. I'm going to say yes now. And I answered it, and I said, hello. And the fellow went, Mr. Wallace. And I went, yes.
It's quite tense.
It was very tense. Yeah. Quite exciting, though. And he said, hello, I'm just phoning from Mark 1 Double Glazing in London. Exactly. I just wondered if you'd like a free, no-obligation quote for double glazing. And I went, yes.
I bet he almost fell off his stool, didn't he?
He went, really? I went, yeah. He went, it's never gone this well before. And I went, what do we do now? And he said, we should have a meeting. And I said, yes. And he said, well, when's good for you? I said, when's good for you? And he said, Tuesday. And I went, yeah. And he said, 2 o'clock. And I went, yeah. And then I sort of looked around the flat, and as we've established, I am already fully double glazed. Yeah. And I kind of went, there might be a little problem here. He's going, what? I'm just saying, a little problem. Doesn't have to be a problem at all. I mean, I'm just saying I'm already got double glazing. And he goes, right. And I go, you still come round, give me a quote, talk about the weather. It'd be nice. And he goes, are you wasting my time? And I go, yes. So there was that.
Well, that kind of worked out OK, though, didn't it? In a way. You got back there, OK. Now, presumably you spent more money buying people drinks and stuff like that, or did you not?
I kept it quite quiet for my friends, because obviously that would be the first thing.
You told them, I'm going to say yes to everything, they would take advantage.
Yeah, absolutely,
You'd wake up with a pineapple up your arse or something, wouldn't you? I'm assuming. I don't know who you hang out with.
Not those people.
But did anything happen like... and did your partner, you're married, yeah?
Yeah.
Did she know about this? Did she take advantage of this?
I wasn't at the time.
Is that how you got married?
Well, that may or may not be involved in the story somewhere.
OK.